Law 44. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. And this is a very, very interesting one because I don't know if I've necessarily been influenced by this book. You could definitely learn it in this book. Maybe I read it somewhere else, but maybe I just discovered it. I don't know. But I feel like more and more I've been trying to find common ground. More and more when I get into any sort of discussion, instead of saying my actual opinion, I try to find a common ground. I try to find something that I would agree with on the person and then always bring that up instead of trying to infuriate them, show them that they're wrong, show them that my perspective is right, that my political beliefs are the correct ones, that, oh, well, actually, I don't really believe in politics because it's all controlled by, big banks and corporate, like that's my real opinion, but I don't say this in terms of, people, because people want to give the power to officials. They want to give the power to the government, but I believe that I'm in control of everything in my life. I believe that I control solely what happens to me, and the outside world has no effect on me if I really handle my own business, if I really go out there and make money and, do it all in a safe way and in a legal way and protect myself and protect my assets and protect my family. And it's like, if you do all those things, you don't have to worry about who's in power. You don't have to worry about the laws. You don't have to worry about the government because you're living righteously. You're living right. You're not doing anything that's going to get you in trouble, that's going to harm you. It doesn't matter how much they tax you because you have a business and you can write off expenses. And I don't want to say these opinions when I'm in conversation with people because most people would just be turned off by it. Most people would just say you're crazy, you're just young, you're just this, you're just that. And it's like, instead of doing any of these things, I really feel like I've tried to mirror them. I try to mirror their opinions and in some way find some sort of belief I hold that I know they will hold. And the results have just been absolutely astounding. I've never really felt like I've connected with people on this level. In the past, I would always try to argue. In the past, I would always try to show them why I was right and why they were wrong. And now that I'm taking this approach, I feel like my communication skills have just skyrocketed. I can literally talk to anybody. I can literally conversate with anybody. I can have a great conversation with somebody that a few years ago I would despise talking to. And it's like, if you just find a way to mirror the other person, if you're trying to find a way to find common ground and mirror some of their opinions and find some place where you guys agree, you realize that you have much more in common with people than you have different. And it's really a beautiful world that you live in when you live from this perspective, because we can sit here all day and be divided by the news, be divided by the things that are going on in the world, and get all upset and get all angry and blame the other party and blame this and blame that person, blame this group. And it's just like, we all have to come together. We all have to find common ground. We all have to understand that we're more alike than we are different. And when we take this perspective, then we can start talking, and then we can start getting to the real issues and the root of the issues, and we can come together and fix these things, because the world is never going to get better if we're constantly divided, if we're constantly apart. And it's so important, especially now, especially when people's political sensibilities are so weak and they get offended so fast. And you know what? You might make the wrong joke in front of the wrong person and then you get fired. And it's like, it's not worth that. So just suck it up. Just find common ground. Just reflect what that person is reflecting. I promise you, there is something you two agree on, and you can just steer the conversation that way. If they have a certain belief you don't like, well, you know what? I'm against certain things, but you can always use the inverse of the legal argument for that. I'm not going to get into it right now because I know it's a topic that is sort of banned on YouTube, but it is what it is. So again, I love this book so much. It has so much wisdom. It has so much value. It's such a fun read. I see no reason not to pick this book up, and especially for me, this book was a real crutch I used to lean on. I still do. Even going through these laws again, it is very interesting to see how I've maybe applied these laws, or maybe how I've neglected them, and maybe how I have to refocus and re-engage my discipline into these things, because this book it's not about manipulation. The bad reputation about manipulation really just comes from the marketing that was getting this book banned in prisons. But this book, it's not about manipulation, because people know how to manipulate you no matter if they read this book or not. There are certain Machiavellian individuals out there who have been manipulating people since birth. It doesn't matter what they read, they're going to do it regardless. Robert Greene wrote this book for the people who were manipulated their entire lives, who were getting passed over for jobs because they were outshining the boss, or they were doing stuff in a manner that made other people jealous, because when you come down to it, like, the world really should be a meritocracy. People should be rewarded by how hard they work, by how skilled they are, by how much value they can provide in society. But it breaks down when you start dealing with individuals, when you start dealing with people with fragile egos, and then these egos get damaged, and now you have to deal with these issues. And it's a really good book in terms of this, and I really suggest it. Like, if you're somebody that struggles with just falling in line, I'm the quintessential example of that. Like, I struggle with any sense of authority, and this book has tremendously helped me. And I feel like I no longer burn bridges to the extent I used to. So if there's one thing that came out of it, it's I don't burn bridges. So that's reason enough to pick up this book. But yeah, again, thank you so much for making this far. The link to this book will be in the description, and on top of that, I have a Discord as well. I don't know if I mentioned as much on this channel, but I really want to start getting more people active in that. I want to get more people, suggesting books or suggesting ideas, and really just see where it goes, because it's one thing for me to read these books and have my thoughts, but it's another for you guys to read them as well and give me your takes, because my viewpoint is inherently biased. Your viewpoint is inherently biased, but it's when we bring our viewpoints together where we get the real ideas, where we get to the real root of the issue, where we really, really find what the book is saying. So help me get that. Help me build this up, and thank you guys so much for making this far. The channel just hit 800 subscribers. I don't know when this video is going to come out. Maybe it's at 900, maybe it's at 1,000, maybe it's at 10,000. Like, I don't know where it's going to be, but I can't thank each and every one of you enough, because it's just crazy to see the growth of the channel. It's crazy to see how many people are interested in just me speaking about my passion, which is reading. So again, thank you so much. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys.